Welcome to the Where Rural Matters podcast, the official podcast of the Texas Rural Education Association. Here, we spotlight the people, policies, and programs making a difference in rural schools across Texas. TREA, Where Rural Matters.
Good morning and welcome to another podcast, another episode of TREA, Why Rural Matters. I'm very happy today and honored to have Terri King Hunt on the podcast with us today. She is with Just Right Reader. Just Right Reader is a relatively new sponsor. They came on last year. They're a diamond sponsor, and we're really proud of what they do and the products and services they have to offer. So, Terri, welcome.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. I'm excited to be a sponsor with Just Right Reader. We're excited about all of the amazing things that is happening in Texas and in the rural schools.
Well, tell us about that. But first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself and just tell us what Just Right Reader does. Just tell us a little bit about what that company is.
Yeah, I am a impact manager at Just Right Reader. I've been with the company for about 4 years now. We are a new company, but we are a mighty strong, accelerating company. We're doing some really fantastic things. Just Right Reader is a decodable resource company. We create decodable books and resources that help to support the acceleration of reading achievement in students grades kindergarten through 8th grade. We're really focused on making sure that we can create resources that help teachers align their instruction with the science of reading and what the research is telling us. We are creating products and resources that allow teachers to really dive in, identify student needs, apply strategic and intentional instruction, apply the right resource at the right time that's high quality, and close the gaps that we're seeing across the country in literacy and reading instruction, and really help to students and really help to accelerate reading achievement across the country. And we're really excited about it.
That's amazing. If a teacher is listening to this, how do they, and they're in TREA, they're a TREA member district, do they go online to get a demo? Do they contact you? How do they see the nuts and bolts of what it actually does and how it can help them in the classroom?
Well, of course, at justrightreader.com, there's a lot of great information there, but we are really a company that believes in partnering with schools and really having a close relationship. So some of our best partnerships just come from reaching out, emailing a partnership coordinator, and really diving deep in presentations and demos and getting samples. We believe in strong connections between our partnership coordinators and our customers. So if teachers are interested, they can reach out to myself at Just Right Reader, Terri at Just Right Reader. We have a whole Texas team. So if you really reach out to me at Terri at justrightreader.com, I can connect anyone who is interested with the right partnership coordinator. We can come out, we can make a presentation to whoever needs to hear and understand what amazing resources we have and which are going to be the best suited for you. We have so many great resources, and I can really kind of go over them today. But there are some that are better for specific situations, and really being able to identify what schools, teachers, districts, students need is our sweet spot, and being able to fill those needs is what we love to do.
You know, it's very challenging because this is an audio podcast, but is there any way you can give like an example of how that product can help a student through the decoding process of what it looks like? Is it a book, a series of books? Can you
Yes.
kind of graphically and verbally to kind of describe Yeah, it's I'm challenging there, Terry. I'm going to put you on the spot. No,
No,
I
it's a
just
great question because I can. I
good.
absolutely can. We have like I said, we have a wide range of products, but what we are most excited about is our decodable books. Our decodable books are places where students can practice the skills that have been taught in the classroom, those specific phonics skills, where they can take that instruction and practice it in a real reading experience. I'm going to describe it like this. We have short I. Teacher is teaching the CVC pattern with the short I sound. Once they've done that instructional, intentional, systematic instruction in their classrooms, now it's time for students to practice what they've learned. Our decodable books present students with text that only has the skills that have been taught up to CVC short I. And then they get to go in and practice reading those pages. So they'll see words like big hit on with a beautiful illustration that shows a boy hitting a baseball at a baseball game. And each page specifically has 20% of the phonics skill, that's that focus in that lesson, on each page. But across the entire text, our decodables are 90% decodable, which means that they only present text or reading words that have the skills or the phonic skills that have been taught in the classroom up to that point. So students get an opportunity to practice the skills that they're learning in the classroom in a text that has characters, that has illustrations, colorful, fun illustrations, fun stories that have a plot, they have a beginning, they have a middle, they have an end. Really, students get to see themselves and experience a real reading experience all at the same time as practicing the phonics skills that they've been taught in the classroom. I'm going to say this really quickly. We have two specific products that identify that we really leverage for our work. The first is our libraries. You know, they're typical libraries that you see in a classroom. So if you teach second grade, you'll get a library that covers the phonics skills that students learn in second grade. You'll get a class pack that will have 6 of each title that we have in our library. Now, our library has over 800 titles, and that's beautiful because if you're teaching short I CVC, you will be able to teach with at least 5 different titles in each skill. So you don't have to use the same book over and over. Rather, you'll be able to teach a new book that teaches the same skill each day. A new book with a new title, with new characters, with new stories. It's beautiful. And that's specifically for each grade level. But we know that in a classroom, students are at varying levels, and this is why we have our Take Everywhere decodable class packs. And these packs, they focus on what skill the student needs, the skill that the student is focused on. So we might ask a teacher to send us their map data or whatever assessment they're using in their classroom. That assessment will help us to identify where that student individually needs support, and we'll begin to put together 6 to 10 decodable books in a pack for that specific students. Now, the quality of the books are different. The quality of our library texts are very durable. They're meant to be used over and over again over a course of years. Our Take Everywhere decodables, because they are specifically for each individual child, those decodables are they're paper, but they're all in color. They're same stories, same engaging text. But the teacher gets to group students by the skill that they need. They learn those skills and they work through those texts in the classroom. And then once they reviewed those in the class with the teacher, those texts get to go home and they now get to practice those skills at home with their parents. One of the things that I'm most excited about is that each text, each title, each book has a QR code on the book. When you scan the QR code, it takes students and teachers to a 1 to 2 minute video that describes the phonics skill that's being taught in the book. So if they take that book home, they can scan that QR code. Parents and students can read those together, watch the video together, and that video can be viewed in multiple home languages. So they can actually see that video, that phonics lesson in Spanish, and learn the skill in English and really begin to sharpen that student's skills and those students' reading skills, but also really begin to solidify that homeschool connection that we all know is so important in accelerating reading achievement. Did I do a good job? I tried to get everything in there and describe it as best as I can. I hope you can see it.
I'll tell you what, you took that challenge and you painted the picture. That was amazing.
Yes.
That was great. Now, one last thing that I have, and then you feel free to wrap up with anything else you'd like to say. But I also understand that Just Right Reader is on the TEA approved list of curriculum materials. Is that correct?
Yes, and let me tell you, that was one of our proudest moments in Just Right Reader. Because if you can make it in Texas, you can make it anywhere in the country. Texas is so committed to quality instructional resources in the state. There is such a list of things that have to be in place in order for the Texas stamp of approval to be placed on a product. And we worked really, really hard to make sure that we were able to attain that stamp of approval and revise and refine and revise and refine the product so that we have a really great, high quality resource to present to your teachers.
Yes, and I have a sample set of your materials, and they are very appealing to children. They're very colorful, but they're very instructional. I mean, they're true instructional materials. They're not just books to read. That the way you described it earlier is exactly right. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, we're
Anything
proud of
else
it.
you'd like to wrap up with, Terry, to say about Just Right Reader that I may have missed or overlooked?
Yeah, I will just say that specifically working in Texas, Texas really helped us to become a beautiful wraparound, all in one resource for teachers. In addition to the products that you have, in addition to the libraries or the Take Everywhere literacy packs, we also have some amazing support resources. For instance, we have lesson plans that go with every single title that we have
Oh,
that
wow, that's
really
great.
show how to utilize the libraries. And then we also have phonics skills lesson plans. So for those students who need just real intention tier 2, tier 3 instruction with the specific skill, we have lesson plans that drill down to those specific skills. We also have assessments, summative, formative. We have those oral reading fluency skills. And we also have these products in English and in Spanish. So we really, when I say that we are a decodable resource company, I truly mean that we are a resource. We're not a curriculum. We are an
Right.
all-in-one place that allows teachers to come and find the resource they need to fill and accelerate the gaps of that, closing those accelerated, sorry, let me say that again. Closing the gaps for students who really need the support to accelerate their reading achievement. And
Right.
then I'll also say that because of all of these resources that we have, we also are able to align with whatever curriculum is being taught in classrooms. So we have alignments with various curriculums as well as state standards. And so because of that, we really can support teachers where they are with their students to really help close those reading gaps and meet those reading needs.
I'm glad you added that. I was not aware of some of those additional resources. Well, Terry, thank you very much for being here with us today. We appreciate very much hearing from Just Right Reader. I learned some things as well.
Yes, I'm excited. Again, if you ever are interested, if you're hearing my voice and this sounds good to you, I want you to know that we are here to meet your needs. So just reach out to us. We want to support. We are big supporters of all things Texas. Everything is bigger in Texas, and we are committed to being bigger and better and meeting any of your needs. So reach out to us, and we can't wait to partner with you.
And I can vouch for the quality of Just Right Reader. We've dealt with them, worked with them for several months now, and they are an awesome company. So I would encourage our listeners to reach out to Terri and the folks at Just Right Reader. Well, thanks again for listening, for being here, Terri, and thanks to all of our listeners for listening to this podcast. And we hope to see you on the airwaves the next time. Thanks again, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Where Rural Matters podcast, brought to you by the Texas Rural Education Association. Stay connected, stay informed, and keep advocating for rural education in Texas.